and shave, I'll shave them all. Wrap and shave, I'll shave them all. No messy brush, no greasy cream, use wrap and shave in the morning.
Freedom from cooking drudgery. Say, I guess all women are interested in that.
Men to bear frowns when even fake crowns eventually bow low to the baselines that cover me like shelter for the homeless. From vagrant to venomous microphone pest, pause only when my clothes rest. So foot in front of foot, my frame progress. Game of life and death was to maneuver past the grotesque. Dried maggots, grave digger till nails metallic tasting. Iron bed spring, sleeping late, early waking. Bomb street corners, lay bodies at the coroners. The bluebird of happiness tweeting to step followers. Black summer spirits through a male goat's horn. Ain't the cheese be warned. I'm a spiteful woman, so don't scorn in the darkness. The light seeks out the target, and I'm starving for it. Gorilla stars like Darwin, with a voice like a thunderstorm. This ain't no summer breeze, this golden city's dead like autumn leaves at Brandon Lee, but still I breathe. Exhaling smoke through the chest, when smoke makes my eyes bleed. The colors of polluted sunsets, perched high on my mental complex. You get a crow's nest, separating severed heads from bloody necks.
Can you grasp that? Are you with me here? I know it sounds weird after all these years of poor indoctrination, but I specialize in language, and it's fascinating.
Knowing the light, I remain in the dark. Insane sparks fire me up like a rocket discharged. Making history of these carbon copycats. Protect my origins, I'm all foundations and blueprints like architects. Let me lay the plan flat like the dark ages. Concept of earth, inverted thinking. Tongue spitting, rhyme stars in reverse. Dodging evil and schisms, my gun speaks, stays eloquent. This that grindhouse shit, there's no damsel in distress. I'm from a line of hard chickens that flex their necks. Astounded with the intellect, compulsive, never miss a step. Eggheads trying to box me into cardboard cartons, I'm heartless. Rip mics in the name of carnage, but this reality's boring, I count the hours. More sick than tired, kids more thick than I was. One more hit for the downers and climb. Ethereal, anti-gravity, known to disappear like cities under the Atlantic. Still I breathe, exhaling smoke from the chest. When smoke makes my eyes bleed, the colors of polluted sunsets. Perched high on my mental complex, you get a crow's nest, separating severed heads from bloody necks.
Can you grasp that? Are you with me here? I know it sounds weird after all these years of poor indoctrination, but I specialize in language. And it's fascinating to find out how these devils played this game and try to wake people up to this.
You know, I want to become a CEO, basically. Me, I just want to make money. But but at the end of the day, I can't be working and making that much money knowing that there's still people suffering, you know. And it's I think in our minds, because we're so privileged, when we think of suffer, we just think of suffering. You're still eating every day. But there's people who suffer. Like, you know what I mean? The day we understand that is the day I think us youth will stand up and be like, guys, it's time now. When I don't feel like we're there yet. We have to come up with a creative way that suits us youth.
If it incorporates the creative arts in some way or another, that gets people thinking. So you use art, you use music, you use dance to provoke thought, to get people to act, you know?
Yeah, even like, have you watched movies? That, you know, when you get a good movie.
Have you? Wait, have you?
No.
Ask us that question again. I feel like a lot of art that we push out, right, whether it be design, graphic design, or just art by painting, is trying to fit this ideal of the ultimate African. You know what I mean? So we paint these women in grasslands with big baskets on their heads, draped in blankets. And I feel like if I look outside my window, that is not what I'm seeing. I do think we should take this gap, being the design capital of the year, and just make use of it. We're being recognized, so let's push out a genuine product of what South Africa is about, not this crazy...
What we think people want
to see
us as being.
There's so many artists in South Africa that are making a new sound. You know what I mean? Like guys like Spook Matambo, Nakane Tore. They just bring this sound that I don't know if I can claim as a South African sound because we're so diverse, but that's exactly what their music is. It brings in an element of new age music, international music, but giving that Afro pop kind of feel.
The amount of times that I have listeners message me on Twitter, or people, my friends asking me who played that, and they have that surprised look on their face when they find out that actually it's a local artist. I mean, it's huge. And they're also
we're killing it.
Conclusion, locals are killing it.
High fives.
We win.
Okay, I feel left.
A double row of stitching? Yes, it is.
It's only 79 cents. Nearly 3 months' supply of instant lather.
I've always found it important as an artist to never be satisfied with anything I create. You can be proud of it, but I guess not being satisfied always forces you to kind of evolve it and look for new ways to express yourself. I guess I was a tomboy. I grew up with 2 older brothers, so I walked around topless with them until my mom told me I can't do that anymore because it's not appropriate. I wanted to be a boy so badly. They always kind of referred to me as, or referred to whatever I do as just, that's just Danielle, that's just how she does it, and I kind of like that. Cinema has always been part of my life. It's what I studied. So cinema music has also influenced me in very special and specific ways throughout different times of my life. My standout item of clothing is my red beanie, which I'm completely obsessed about, and I cannot go a day without even just having it in my bag with me. I recently started producing electronic music, and it's a very, very exciting adventure to go on. When you're the only one that's judging your music and you're the only one that can decide if it's good or not, it becomes a really interesting and kind of introspective space. You realize that all these bands you've been watching your whole life are just people like you that have a passion that you share, and that anyone that wants to can do it. The only thing that really satisfies me is if I go up onto a stage or if I release a track and it really says what I wanted it to say.
Yes, take your choice. Satin Soft Vito Cream.
That means extra richness in any cooking that calls for milk.
I'm influenced a lot by comic book art. Like I grew up a lot on graphic novels. I mean, I even went through a phase where I used to make my own comic books. And that's how I got into like a certain style of drawing and creating images. So comic book art is quite a big influence on my work. Most of the ideas for my posters are social commentary. If I feel strongly about something and I feel like something needs to be commented on, I usually will create an image or a piece to convey that message. I think it stems from growing up in Bulawayo, in Zim, and discovering art and how art could be a vehicle to address or comment on social ills or some form of discrimination. Not necessarily change things overnight, but at least get people to think about certain things and maybe even change perceptions. Living in Joburg definitely does affect my art in both positive and negative ways. There's a lot of different people with different cultural backgrounds staying here. There isn't just one way of doing things, and I think the pace at which things are done here in Joburg as well kind of like does inspire you to constantly be on your feet. I think in recent years, with the way a lot of people outside of the continent have been quite interested in what's happening in Africa, and in particular South Africa, you know, like in the creative scene, you can actually see that there's still not much of understanding of what we're actually doing this side. So it still feels very new to a lot of people out there. If my work carried some sort of an identity that describes where I'm from or what I'm about, I think that's important for me to carry through, whether I'm operating from Africa or any other part of the world.
Are you in doubt about your deodorant? Are you in doubt about your deodorant?
Without a doubt, you can be the girl without deodorant doubt. Just use Vito every day. Keep no stain dry the Vito way.